Good morning, viewers. Welcome to another edition of Now Streaming, that favorite morning talk show where we discuss trending news and topics that affect us daily. I am your anchor, Charles Philip Owakolam. With me in the studio this morning is Mr. Paul Smith Obasi, the ADC senatorial candidate for the FCT. And also with me in the studio, Barrister Chinomso Anozie is a legal practitioner. Good to have you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
And distribution letter. Thanks for coming.
Okay, thank you. Viewers, we will be diving right into the trending news for today, but not after we look at the headlines of some of the newspaper dailies that we have here. Do remember, this show is for we and you out there. You can call in to give your contribution via our number showing on your screen right now, or you can also send your comment via our various social media handles. Okay, let's start. Nigeria Tribune, that's the first daily I have here with me. The lead story says why many states are flooded by the federal government. Now, watch this from the Kickers. Exonerates Cameroon's Lagdo Dam. 10 Kogi local governments still submerged, says Commissioner. Flooding forces NLNG to shorten gas production. You can find out that story on Nigerian Tribune. Above the lead story, Customs commends use of scanners for cargo examination at Lagos Port. Federal government not planning to restructure 42.8 trillion naira debt, says Minister. Second Niger bridge now completed, says Fashola. Okay, coming down, Ekiti State Speaker Afuye dies at 66. Many injured as hoodlums clash with traders at Alaba Market. 15 die in Sokoto boat accident. Wild animals invade Edo community. Villagers appeal to Oba of Benin. 2023 budget defense under threat. National Assembly workers threaten strike. Constitution review. We won't truncate alteration. Conference of speakers. And above the masthead, Obajana, Kogi institutes legal action against Dangote Group. And finally here, Tinubu in fresh move to pacify aggrieved blocks as campaign council unveils fresh list. The next one with me is the leadership newspaper. Brain drain in health sector worsens. Nigeria now has one doctor to 10,000 patients, says the NIPSS. Wow. Okay. Fuel scarcity lingers in Abuja despite 146 truckloads delivery. 2023, if I'm not in PDP, I would work for Obi. This is coming from Benue State's Governor Otom. Okay, let's look above the masthead. 7 months to go, federal government attempts to write Buhari's records. Gunmen kill policeman, 22 others. Raise 50 houses in Benue. Wow. And this one says, finally, APC takes charge of Presidential Campaign Council, releases fresh list. Okay. The next one, this Nigeria newspaper. Stop harassing youths with laptops. Buhari warns. Signs a startup bill as federal government sets up 10 billion naira funds for young innovators. Microsoft to train 5 million Nigerians. 2023, Wike to chair 350-member Rivers PDP campaign council. Ekiti Speaker Afuye dies of cardiac arrest. Senate probes Niger Delta affairs Minister over alleged 480 billion naira projects. Abba Kyari, cocaine came from Ethiopia, says witness. And I have a picture of Minister of State for Science, Innovation and Technology, Henry Iko, Minister of FCT Mohammed Bello, Minister of Information and Culture Lai Mohammed, Minister of Works and Housing Babatunde Fashola, and Minister of State, Works and Housing Maru El Yakub at the unveiling of the President Muhammadu Buhari scorecard in Abuja yesterday. And fuel subsidy to go up 3.36 trillion naira in 2023 as debit profile hits 102 billion US dollars. Okay, Blueprint newspaper says at the lead story, 20.5 trillion naira 2023 budgets. Nigeria's debt profile hits 102 billion US dollars for subsidy to go up 3.36 trillion naira. The kicker says 10.7 trillion naira allocated for budget deficits. Federal government to scrutinize CBN's 20 trillion naira ways and means loans. Bank of America predicts further devaluation of naira. On insecurity and 2023, the SGF leads 121 governors, clerics, monarchs, others for prayers in Rome. Suspected headers invade the Benue community, kill 18. 2 police officers among victims, says governor's security aide. Chinese jailed 5 years for illegal mining in Kwara State. We will sell Kogi Hotel, orders to rebuild raised state assembly. This is coming from Commissioner. Second Niger bridge completed to be ready for use soon, says Fashola. Cameroon's Lagdo Dam not responsible for floods, says federal government. And Mahi's Senate challenger Okorie remanded for alleged murder and felony. National Open University matriculates 14 inmates in Ogun. Ayu Ibazu Otom denied CBN loans for their loyalty. This is coming from Governor of Rivers State, Wike. Okay, going further, above the lead story, INEC vows to eliminate barriers to PWD's inclusion in elections, says PWD to serve as supervisors, collations, and returning officers. 6 more reliable data on disability. Okay, that is all we have that is all the newspapers we have for today. Okay, we'll go straight to react to some of the stories that we have here. I will start with the Africa Democratic Congress senatorial candidate for the FCT, Obase. I don't know which of the stories from which of the headlines caught your attention.
Let's start with the one with the flood.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, basically, over the years, and it's sad to say this, over the years, government has been irresponsible. The fact that we have zero value for lives and properties.
Yes.
Zero value, because this is a disaster, and there is an arm of the government that is called disaster management. That means we thank God for 21st century technologies. You can predict disaster, and before now, it has been said that there will be heavy rainfall across the country this year, and it has been predicted there will be a lot of floods and all of that.
Yeah.
So one would think that a responsible government would have swung into action, relocate some settlers within some areas, put some measures in place so that when these floods start coming around, lives and properties will not be affected the way it has been affected, But the truth of the matter is that we're in a society where government careless. They care less about lives and properties. But going forward, we need to do better. Begin to prepare for disasters, measures that will curb disasters. If we need more dams, if we need to expand our river lines, you understand?
Yes.
If we need to resettle some people who live in river coast areas and all of that, we need to do better as a government, because there is little the people can do without the help of the government. Yeah, there is just very little. the people can do. And it's just sad. Our prayers and our thoughts are with the people who are displaced from their homes, whose business has been destroyed, you know. And I want to say something also, that this is time for government to take initiative, open our borders so we can begin to import foods, because the days and the months ahead will be very difficult for Nigerians in terms of food. So we need to open our borders to allow for importation of foods while we are resolving the eternal crisis as per concerning the flood.
Yes, talking about the responsibility for lives and property, the federal government came out to say Cameroon did not inform us before releasing the waters from their dam. They told us 24 hours after. But the question is, when you know that when this dam is opened, it's going to probably cause havoc. It's reported that that dam opens every 10 years. And what we are having now, we had it in 2012 also. And when you have such a situation, why won't you build your own dams to hold the waters?
In fact, my brother, you've answered this question. Because just like my senator candidates,
yes,
is the complacency in the areas of government. The issue of nonchalance.
Yes.
Where a government is away. The Cameroon government, are they supposed to tell us in the first instance? A government parastatal is set up for that. There are people there. And you are waiting for Cameroon to take, just like you waiting for me to tell you what will happen in your family before you sit up. It's funny. You see, oftentimes we see in this platform, other platforms, that government must have to wake up and do what is needful. You are not just there for yourself. You are there for you to do that is expected for you to do for the betterment of the citizens. And it's also high time by which the government, Mr. President himself, should begin to, wake up. If there's people that are not doing what they're supposed to do, you relieve them of their duties. Put people who will do that. Okay, look at it. I heard that this is 10 years ago. And now this is happening now. And I can tell you that from now to another 10 years, my brother, they will still be there till it will happen. Look at the number of two deaths. Almost 600 or more.
The Lago Dam was built in 1976 or thereabouts.
That's right. That's right. And it took them just few years, I think 4 or 5 years before they finished. What would prevent Nigeria? I think we are being called giants of Africa. Is it for mouth? Or is it? Can't we just act that out and build our own? And also expand our rivers and bands so that this thing will not happen again. Imagine people that have lost their loved ones. Imagine properties that have been lost. Imagine businesses, churches, mosques, lives,
livelihood.
What are you saying?
Exactly.
And at the end of the year, the government will come and tell you we're on top of it. Because it's not happening to them. I know one of the governors that want to go and see people and the person is flying a helicopter. It doesn't. You just make some speech and all that. They will cover him with press and he goes away. Is that why you are there? I think it's high time we begin to thank God people like my senatorial candidate here that are youth who knows what it takes to do that which is supposed to be done. So my advice on moving forward is that government should do what they're supposed to do. Yeah. And the issue, somebody telling us that Cameroon, did not tell us as a government in Nigeria, is not just infantile. It's laughable. It's laughable.
Okay, let's move on from that. Fuel subsidy to go up 3.36 trillion naira in 2023 as debit profile hits 102 billion US dollars.
Another scam. I want to ask one question. Our government, do they know the actual quantity of petrol we consume daily in this country? They don't know, and if they do, then that means they are lying to us. So I believe this subsidy is a scam.
That's right.
I agree that there is subsidy because, of course, if fuel is not being subsidized, there will be issue for the average Nigerians. But the subsidy is a scam. How much what are the quantity of fuel does Nigerians consume in a day? Tell us. This is a cheap way to just loot funds and steal from us. It's just sad. Whenever you talk about this country, all you have to say is the only thing you talk about is sad stories.
You see this issue of subsidy, and we are aware that few weeks ago, through our brother, our friend, or a fellow citizen Tompolo, was able to review this oil debts and all that. And the question is, Charles, my brother, cannot steal oil.
He can't steal crude.
He cannot.
He can't.
I cannot.
He's
among them. So they know. I agree with you totally, sir, that this is a scam. They know what they are doing. Because here we are borrowing money, billions, trillions of dollars that our children in the next 4-5 generations will not finish.
Will not finish. Do you know what it takes to build a facility to steal crude oil?
The vessel they are aware, we have navy, we have people put in place there, and of course the chief of defense staff burnt vessel. The other, is that the way to go? In fact, under a relevant act of military act, there is a place by which that is arson. You burning vessel, willful destruction of properties. That is wrong. But the question of moving forward is that I keep on saying the government must come and marshal out people and try as much as possible to ensure that people that are placed in all these authorities and offices should do their work. That subsidy, until they put the parameters, nobody's against subsidy, but put the parameters.
First of
all, put it on the tables where the masses will not suffer. Before I came to this studio, I was online since 7 o'clock in the morning, and before I came here, I didn't get. You see the long queue.
Some people stay for the whole 24 hours.
Even yesterday, I know everyone called me and said, I'm going to sleep at and he's still there.
One of the first way to end this scam called subsidy, or to manage it properly, is to, first of all, government should identify what or how what is the amount of fuel consumption those Nigerians consume in a day. How many thousands of liters, how many millions of liters do they consume in a day? Identify it. When you identify it, then you begin, that is the first point of call for any reasonable government that really want to do their job. You know, when you do that, then it becomes very simple. You know what they are spending on subsidy and all of that. Every day they keep telling us subsidy is increasing, subsidy. What is increasing it?
Okay, quickly, I want to check some other trending stories that we have. But before then, viewers, remember, you can be part of this discussion. Just call us in, let us know if you're around the flood areas. Tell us what the situation is. Okay, another one I would like to look at: brain drain in health sector worsens. Nigeria now has 1 doctor to 10,000 patients. This is coming from the National Institute for Policy and Strategic Studies, NIPSS. And I want to read out some other stories I have here. Police tear gas Lagos physically challenged protesters. And Buhari will stop harassment of youths with laptops. This is coming from Isa Pantami. Nans condemn attack on Nigerian students in India. Kwara College shut indefinitely over students' protests. 2023 be objective choosing next president. This is coming from Bajabiamila as he urges the youths. Okay, 2023 also, Obi suspends campaign, urges Tinubu Atiku to join in helping flood victims. Prof on trial over alleged electoral fraud collapses in courts. Federal government records 5.33 trillion deficit in 8 months. I don't know, what do we make of these stories? One story actually caught my attention here. Among others, though, the presidential candidate of Labour Party suspending his campaign, choosing to visit and see how he can help the flood victims first, and also calling on other candidates to join in looking after these ones. Then we have the Nigerian students that were attacked in India. In fact, a whole lot of them. The physically challenged protesters in Lagos were tear gassed by the police.
It is sad. You know, protest is one of the civic rights of every Nigerian. Yes, it's a legitimate, a legal process for every democracy. I wonder why our government is against protest. If you're against protest, then remove it from our constitution. Term it illegal, term it criminal. Anytime people come out to protest, is either they kill them, they tear gas them, or they beat them up. Why is our government afraid of people protesting concerning about any issue? Why? And tear gassing people who are not able to do some things for themselves. That is why they call them disabled.
think this is the height.
People who cannot do something, there must be a reason why someone who is disabled can come out to protest. There must be a reason, and you are tear gassing them. So you see, and that is why today we remember the people they massacred at the Lekki toll, which till today this government has denied that they didn't order any shooting. And whether today or tomorrow or 20 years to come, those who gave the order, we will find them out and bring them to justice. They can escape for now, but they will not escape forever. So why will you tear gas disabled people? Why? You are supposed to speak for the defenseless.
Yes.
People who cannot defend themselves, you are supposed to defend them. You are supposed to provide for them. And when they come out to speak about injustice or what they are suffering, you tear gas them. On what grounds? Now, you just read now that Nigeria is against the attack on students in India who protested. But at home, those who protest, you kill them. Now you are speaking for the... Can you see the double standard?
It's most laughable.
Just laughable.
It's laughable. And that is why the international communities, they're not taking Nigeria as
They don't take us serious.
at all. It's the height of it. People who cannot run, who cannot speak, because that's why they are disabled. And when somebody is protesting, apart from that is the constitutional right, as my brother has said here, first of all, hear the person out, know why the person is protesting.
Fair hearing.
Fair hearing. And I think that the essence of protesting is also another way, but that's why it's in the constitution, to put government on a check for them to do what they're supposed to do. Maybe they are crying that the government, as at this time, they are not doing well. Maybe they are crying because they need to, feel those dividends of democracy. Maybe they are protesting because how they are living is not good. Maybe they are protesting so that the government will do that which is good and right. Maybe they are protesting because there is one thing that they are not doing, or many things that they are not doing. They are protesting because of the harsh life that Nigerians are living. The least the government would have done is to listen to their humble cry
and protest the democratic way.
They are not even disturbing anyone. They are nobody. They are just protesting. And
yes, actually, they are.
If you are against protest, then that means you are against democracy.
That's what it means. Yes, you're saying something.
Actually, their protest is as a result of their exclusion from 2022 National Sports Festival scheduled to hold in Delta State.
All right.
I mean, even in the international stage, these people have they have their
place.
Yes,
of course. Even in Olympics,
in Olympics,
they
That is good for them in
place.
Olympics. So why not?
Exactly.
And you are targeting them for protesting. You can see.
It's quite unfortunate.
You can see
why this government, before they came in power, in fact, Mr. President himself led a protest. I say every time I look at that video of those speakers, I say, this word. But now you are afraid. It's when you are afraid of something, there is something you are hiding, or there's something you are not doing, or there's something you are doing that is not right. Because if you are on check, if you know what you are doing, when people protest, you should even appreciate them for telling you what you're supposed to do, and you do it rightly. But this government is a government by which, where impunity now have increased to geometric progression, that anything goes.
impunity is that more legal.
Of course.
Impunity is more legal. Is more legal than legality.
They have legalized it. Of course, they have legalized it. In fact, somebody said that Nigeria now is a place where you demonize the devil and where you canonize the devil and of course demonize the saints. And I agree with that person, because whatever that happens in Nigeria, if you speak the truth, you are gone. So you better remain where you are and be suffering and be watching things that go. But people like us, we keep on speaking, praying, having hope that one day Nigeria will be better. Whatever thing it will take, whichever time it will take, how long, Nigeria one day will be better. Look at people at Toge, that even till tomorrow they are still denying that they didn't do anything. But people are there. You have the video clips, you have the evidence that people are dead, and at the end of the day, you are telling us that nothing happened because your children are over there studying, enjoying.
That is one of the reasons why we are
one day, posterity,
okay. So viewers, this is as much as we can take for trending stories for today. We'll go on a short break now, but when we come back, we'll be discussing EndSARS Remembrance Day, building a new Nigeria. Of course, as you can see, my guests are already ahead of me in talking about the Lekki toll gate massacre. But when we come back, we'll discuss that. So please stay tuned.
Buhari must go! Buhari must go! End bad government in Nigeria. Buhari must go! We thank you people for your previous years. We appreciate them. Buhari must go. Thank you people. Buhari must go. Buhari must go.
Nobody be leader for this place. We not get leader. Everybody not the same.
We are tired of police brutality. We need a reform. We need a new Nigeria. We are tired of bad governance. We will fight to the end. We need freedom. Every time, the government are not taking responsibility. As from now on, we the youth, we are taking control. Yes. We will not stop until the government hear our cry. That's just it.
Yes. Yes. For the change.
No, it's free. The youth of Nigeria are tired.
Yes.
We are tired of all the nonsense.
Yes.
We are not taking it anymore.
No.
The government must not do the right thing. This is not ending. This is not stopping. We have come out to protest peacefully. We have not hurt anybody. We have not destroyed any property. It is a peaceful protest. And it continues until the government sits up.
You know we are passionate about this thing. So nobody is supposed to do this. We are doing it ourselves. We are going to continue. We are going to dance it tomorrow. After tomorrow, when the day breaks, we continue from here. Maybe you go to another location and start having fun. We are going to continue doing this thing and the government start to listen. Because I think they are laughing about this thing. You heard what happened when this man from Lagos went to see the president and complained what was happening in Lagos, and he's laughing about it. Police brutality, bad governance, give good education, job sector, job opportunity for youth.
Shooting us! They are shooting us! Wait! Don't worry! Put your light on! Everybody put your light on! Oh, see when they want to shoot us.
Everybody stay down!
Oh, bro, this is where you don't know yourself. Bros, they let them remove bullets like that. They let them remove bullets like that. See, no, will tie your leg, Wait, you know, come out like this. Relax, Now, somebody give me, okay, see, this side.
All right, welcome viewers, and in case you're just joining, this is now streaming show where we discuss trending stories. But for now, the video we just showed you is to remind us of what happened on October 2020, where the youths of Nigeria came together to say enough is enough to police brutality, to bad government, and the rest of it. And there we see, or we saw unity of one purpose. We saw youths across different ethnic groups, different religions coming together to say enough is enough. And today is a remembrance day of the Lekki toll gate issue, and the topic we'll be discussing is NSAS Remembrance Day, building a new Nigeria. Still with me in the studio today are Mr. Paul Smith Obasede, senatorial candidate for the FCT from the ADC, and of course barrister Chinomso Anoje. Good to have you once again.
Thank you.
Yes, so NSAS protests. I want to ask, did it change anything in Nigeria? Did we see anything? Did it change the bearing of Nigeria? I want to start with the senatorial candidates, because hopefully it's going to be in government. So
Yes.
what did you see in NSAS protests in 2020?
The NSAS protest in 2020 was one of the best time to be a Nigerian. It was one of the most beautiful moments to be called a Nigerian. You see people with one purpose. You see people with unity. There was no tribe, there was no religion. You see proper organization. You see a group of people fighting for one cause and one goal. We looked out to the man to our right and to our left. If you have food, you share it with the man to your right and with the man to your left.
Yes.
If you have clothes, if you have water to drink, for almost 15 days, you could see Nigerians living together in harmony. Why? Because there was so much hope for a better Nigeria. And I believe we that took part from the day one to the last day of the protest, our lives will never remain the same. And that is why we still have a glimpse of belief that Nigeria can work. Because we saw a Nigeria that could work. Wherever we eat, we clean up. We didn't litter the place. Wherever we go, we didn't destroy any property. We believe that the property is for us, so we will not destroy it. We only echoed our voice because we wanted our voices to be heard. We wanted our voices to be heard. Nigerians who could not join the protest gave us food, gave us water, gave us medical attentions for free. That was the kind of Nigeria that we dreamt of. We saw it happen before our very eyes in just 15 to 20 days. It was just so beautiful. Before the unexpected, the inevitable happened. Because wherever something beautiful is coming up, of course, those who do not want progress will show their ugly heads. However, that is a story or discussion for another day.
Yeah.
But I tell you, a lot changed. A lot changed. Nigerians and young people like never before took a decision that we will fight for this country. From then, there has been revolution every election year. There has been consistent revolution. What is going on in this 2022 ahead of 2023?
Yes.
Is an overflow of what happened during the exile. The young people, they've told themselves, never again, we will never have such irresponsible people in government, never again. And that is why you see this tsunami of young people, both on social media, everywhere, saying that they want a change and they are ready to be part of the electoral process. Someone like me, I am contesting for Senate. And of course, it is an overflow of what happened in 2020. We saw the height of irresponsibility. No House of Reps member, no Senate member spoke in defense of what we did in 2020. None echoed their voice. None shed the tears for us. None of them has even lit up a candle to remember those who were killed, whether it was ordered or not. Even if it was hoodlums that did that, at least light up a candle and say that we remember young people who were killed. Unarmed young people who did not provoke anybody. Armless, they just only gathered in a place And they stood in that place. They didn't destroy. There is no property recorded that was destroyed. The same government paid hoodlums to go and attack people so that they can put it on.
Yes.
The NSAS people brought jeeps, packed hoodlums. We saw the clips, packed hoodlums in the jeeps so that they can just discredit the beautiful thing we did with the NSAS. But of course, you cannot cover the truth. A candle placed on the table cannot be hidden. It will light up the room. That is what we did in 2020. We gave a direction on how the new Nigeria should be, and that is why I'm running, to champion that cause, to sit in the room where decisions are being made. And in that room, I tell you, in that room, we will speak about what happened in 2020. Whoever gave the order, from the least soldier to the president, anyone involved in the massacre of Lekki NSAS protesters, I tell you, they will not go unpunished. We will find them 10 years or 20 years. We will bring them to justice. If they are dead, we will spit on their graves to let them know that we will not forget what they did to us. The pain is still fresh in my heart, remembering what happened that day, how we all cried that young, innocent young people, our fellow young people, were massacred for no reason. And today you can see the panel report. The panel report has clearly said that soldiers massacred those people. Yet this irresponsible government, led by sloppy Buhari, has refused to even acknowledge us or even apologize under his watch that one person even died. Let us assume the government did not give an order that one person died during the protest. You did not even apologize to us. You are yet to do that. I tell you, Buhari will go down history. He will go down history as one of the most wicked and most useless leader Africa has ever produced. It will not change that. Anybody who tries to whitewash him, we will do everything possible to raise that banner over his head that he is the most useless and most wicked president Africa has ever produced.
Wow. Okay, let me come to the barrister.
As well, when you are speaking, he's still our president. In as much as you are not happy with what is happening, Mr. Paul,
people have died.
I know.
Nothing can repay. Nothing can be paid to bring back those people to life.
True.
Nothing.
I can understand your people because I know you were there from the first to the beginning.
From the first day to the last day I was there.
Exactly, I know. So some of us that are also passive, we also follow you people. But what we have to understand first of all, this issue of NSAS.
Yes.
How did it even start? What even prompted that? What is even this SARS we are talking about? SARS is a branch of a police, designed and made, I think, about 1992 by the police force to curtail the issue of criminality and all that, anti-robbery and all that. And of course, it came into existence about 1992, and they started. But over the years, we discovered that people you establish or arm of government you establish to, cushion the effect of criminality and armed robbery,
or to protect lives and property.
Yes.
And at the point you said no, it is. You see police now brutalizing somebody, molesting people, even killing them. They can even come where innocent people use, they will just arrest them, pack them there. They start using them for money. At the point they use the word opening market for you. And I discovered that even there are evidence that have, showcase that once you don't pay money, they kill you off.
Of course.
And that's justice. So you said no, this is not good. And at the point, it's not even in Nigeria, it's international. You see people that artists like Fowles, you see people like Davido. These are people who also join all this NSAS protest.
I joined the NSAS protest because I was affected. I was seated in my house in Abuja in life camp. SARS stormed into the compound, came to my flat. I heard a knock. I was in the house that very day, and I heard a knock. My twin brother and my cousin just stepped out to go and get something so that we can prepare lunch. Then both of us were not married. I just heard a knock. I opened the door. Someone pushed me. I said, "Hello, what is the problem?" He said, "They are SARS." I said, "You are SARS, and then how did you enter the compound?" That they are here to search for arms. I say, "In this house, you did not come to search for Bible. You are coming to search for arms." I said, "Okay, no problem. Please stand outside. Before you come in, I will search you." They refused. I said, "You can't come in." Now, if I didn't know my right, just imagine those young people who don't know their right. You can imagine how they met. I said, "No, I must search you if you want to come into this house. And if you have a warrant, I also want to see the warrant." They brought out a kangaroo warrant. I looked at the warrant, it wasn't signed. I said, "Okay, no problem. You will search the house." I searched them thoroughly, and I said, "Please keep your gun outside if you want to enter this house, because you might go there and plant bullet." They started saying, they did all of that and all of that. And later, then I said they want to search my laptop and I said, "But I thought you said you are here to search for arms." and your warrant says so why do you want to search? I said, look, I am not a criminal, but you cannot check my laptop. I'm a businessman. You will not. Even if I will let you check my laptop, I will let you check to let you know that the perception you came to this house with is not it. We are hardworking young people. We have our businesses. And I told everybody, open your laptops for them to search. They did, and I said, please, I want to know the command you are coming from. I want to know which court gave such warrant and on what basis. Why? Why? Only for me to find out by the time I wrote a petition that a neighbor in my compound went to report us because she gives information to SARS. Went to report us because my twin brother and I bought cars the same time. Went to report that we are Yahoo boys.
Wow.
You can imagine. So this is how you profile young people. If I achieve a success as a young person, I'm a Yahoo person.
It cannot be legitimate.
If I buy a phone, I'm a Yahoo. If I carry a laptop, as a young, I cannot legitimately make money.
It's quite unfortunate, and that was even you discover that a protest initially was for this SARS and all that, but at that point Nigeria, you said no, it must cut across boards. Now they're not looking to the government. What is happening? They are not providing their
nothing.
No security of lives and properties, no protect, nothing. And
I mean,
no.
cry for the SARS to be to be reviewed, or probably the police force put in order. It wasn't just once. It was coming from successive issues that kept coming out from this particular unit of the police force. I mean, there are lots of reports out there until it got to that time, and government did nothing except when the vice president, then acting president, gave an order for police to do something about the SARS. Except that time, which we actually didn't get to hear anything.
They just changed the name.
Just rebranded them.
Rebranded them.
That's it.
Asked them to continue.
Yes, I was actually talking about what led to the NSAS protest. Yes, in October. Till then, although now we've seen that after the whole thing, police force actually kind of stepped up in punishing some of the officers recently that went overboard in they are too zealous in their duties and all that. I'm just trying to, give us or remind us what led to the NSAS protest. But yes, police has done a little bit to show the people that, okay, we're on top of this. But what's the scorecard? I want to know, what's the scorecard we are giving to the police?
The scorecard is zero. My brother, the scorecard is zero. Police brutality is still is still a huge problem in Nigeria. Even in the FCT.
It is still a problem.
The scorecard is zero. Do you know, Gerard, I was coming back from Wuse. I went to get a medication for my wife. I was driving from Wuse, and I just passed a police checkpoint. The man used his gun and broke my backlight. Wow. I stopped. I said, "Oga, what is the problem?" He said, "Why will I be driving that way?" I said, "You did not order me to stop. Neither did you give me any sign to stop." He said, "Even if he didn't stop me, why will I move that way?" I said, "Is that why you destroyed my car?" I said, "No, I took my phone because I have the number of the DPO at Zone 3. I called him immediately. We all left there and went to the police station." You can imagine. Imagine if I didn't have the number of the DPO. This is how they deal with every Nigerian.
I've had
so the scorecard is zero because police brutality is still high. It's still high. The primary duty of the police force or a policeman is to protect lives and properties. If you now begin to harass or begin to become a danger to the life you are supposed to protect, the problem. Zero. See, let me tell you, one of the ways you will know that the society is growing is when citizens have confidence in the police force. The confidence of citizens on Nigeria police force is zero. You can imagine, as you are like this now, if you have any issue, your first point of call will not be to call the police, will not be to report to the police. You will tell yourself, if I go there, they will even escalate the problem. So I just rather stay on my own.
There's total loss of confidence.
So there's total loss. So if the confidence of citizens on the Nigerian police force is zero, then their scorecard is zero.
Yeah, just to put it on record that a report, 31 policemen dismissed for misconduct in 18 months. This is reports on 18th of
when you have
October,
200, for example, you have 200 people in the classroom and you are removing only 20.
Only 20.
So that's why you are even so generous by saying zero. My own is -1. Then scorecard because apart from is increasing, the harassment is still there.
It's
The
still
brutality
there.
is still there.
It's still there.
You know,
Yes.
those things.
I mean, my other brother slept in the cell, police cell, because he said the policeman said he spoke to him rudely.
Can you
so
imagine?
so he had to detain him for the night.
You can imagine
And
that.
I went there in the morning to get him out, and they said I should pay money.
Can you imagine?
I should pay 20,000.
What is his offense? What is his crime?
There
And
was
why
no
you paying
offense.
money? Nothing.
No offense, no
And I can-
crime.
And I can tell you that the life of your brother would have been at stake had he did not do anything. They would just waste it.
Yes, now.
They would have wasted your brother.
Imagine those who do not have relatives to come for their to their aid.
Or people who doesn't know their rights or what to do.
That's how they just end up. From there, they take them to prison, and they don't even know why
Forget
they're
those
there.
things. And okay, the people you are calling, you are telling us that they're how shall we? Where are they?
Okay, so what's the way forward? Barrister,
The
let
way
me start from you.
yes.
Okay, let me even put this in. The judiciary panel of inquiry were set up by states.
Especially
and-
we know of Lagos
yes,
State and
yeah,
other
and
states.
especially Lagos. And when they submitted their report, the federal government refused to acknowledge that report. The federal government, yes, the federal government rejected.
And I'm not surprised that the
report.
federal government rejected
And that
it.
report is made. The panels that were made up of
Justices,
lawyers,
judges, lawyers,
eh,
Attorney General of the
yeah,
of Lagos
and
State,
yes, and
all the
also
legal luminaries and all.
civilians were
Let me
there,
tell
so-
you why the federal government rejected it. Mr. Paul here said before now that the government have not even acknowledged what they have done. So they know that if they accept that, invariably, you know, people, Nigerians are wise. They will say,
international community
of course, they
confidence.
say, oh, you denied and now you are. They know what he did. So that's why. And it is tomorrow, even before they will leave this government, this APC, they will not say accept. So I'm not surprised. So moving forward, that's your question.
Yes.
Is for just like youths that way. Maybe who knew? Had even you did not participate in that, you wouldn't have. Because you have seen your rights. You should start coming out, especially this 2023 general election. We must take that power with our own hands. Forget whatever thing that is happening. And unfortunately, we use oftentimes it's like we like where the bidders are high. Like imagine now my brother now is running for Senate now, and somebody who I think that is bigger than him in money and all that gives people, but they will leave him. Oftentimes I say that the problem of the youth are also the youths.
Of course.
If you can see your fellow youth and you put the vote for them and leave, but they will tell you as at the moment after all your good manifesto, they say we need to eat. So hunger is even
For the
another part of
intervening
it.
period,
Of
we need
course.
to-
A
need to
friend of
point
mine told me,
out.
I don't come Abuja, can't breathe.
You can imagine that.
Wow.
So these are
Yeah,
the
but I
things.
think-
So
I think
moving
that's-
forward, we have to take first of all this 2023 general election because there must be a new Nigeria. If you don't agree with that, if you don't agree with that, there must be a new Nigeria. And the way forward or starting that you just starts from you and me getting our PVC and voting wisely, not party. Individual with ideas, with what it takes for them to go there, make a change.
Century ideas.
Make it not just any kind of, because this change, this is what we have to change, but positive change.
Of course.
So that's number one. Two is also for us, apart from talking or doing, saying this, we act it out. We should be able to do that which is good and right. On my own part, how do I help how do I help in building the nation, yourself and all that? Shun all this struggling. I was talking to somebody, I said, once somebody or a politician engages you in this type of political struggling, tell him or her to send his own son or her own son and look at his or her own countenance.
And
So when they approach, say no, and also try as much as well to contribute positively with all what it takes, and I believe we'll have a good Nigeria.
Another steps in the right direction is
Yes.
people like myself who are running for office is to strongly introduce a 21st century police reform. Our police needs not all this reform they say they've been doing. This is rubbish. Now, if you're police, if you have reformed the police force, one of the things a normal or an average policeman will know is that I'm here to serve citizens. I'm here to protect. I'm here to serve.
Yes.
If these two things are missing in the ideology and philosophy of the police force, then we don't have a police force. The reform must cut across their understanding, their ideology, their philosophy, number one. Of course, their package. The police is poorly, their welfare is so poor that you can't even send your family member to become a police officer. So we must look into their welfare. And we must also look into the way we take people as police officers. Don't take an illiterate as a police officer. You end up breeding a barbarian from the person. You take an illiterate and you train him and hand over a rifle to him. He becomes a barbarian. He becomes a beast. But when someone is educated And you now bring the person in and give the person a little bit of training to understand that, look, we are bringing you into this sector to protect and to serve. Yeah. The person will go there with knowledge and educational background and actually protect and serve. And also, again, the Nigerian police force must understand the value of life. The value of life.
That's right.
Even if the person is a criminal, before you take that life, the person's life is very sacred. There must be a sacred or a holy passion placed on every life. You don't just take a life. The only time you take a life is when your own life is being threatened.
Sure.
That is when you are allowed to take a life just in self-defense. So every police officer must understand that a Nigerian life is the only life, and that life is sacred. So I must not harm that life. I must protect that life until the law says that this life should go. It is not in the place of the police officer to say this life is useless.
Or a court of competent jurisdiction.
We have to say that. So even if you catch a criminal, you must treat that criminal like an egg.
By law is presumed innocent
until proven guilty.
Not just any kind of court, but a court of competent jurisdiction.
You understand?
So it's not
until
just,
the person is being proven guilty by a court of competent jurisdiction.
Not just any kind of court.
Not a kangaroo court. You don't bring the way. Let me not even go there. The way they are holding somebody, they kidnap the person and brought the person for no reason, and they refuse to release the person. Even after the court has said release the person. You understand? So Nigerian police force must begin to understand that this is a reform that should take place. Let me tell you, if I become the president of this country, one of the first things I will do in my first 100 days is to fix little things. And one of the little things I will fix is to reposition the police force. If we get it right with the police force, I tell you, we've solved 40% of Nigerian problem. If the police force,
especially when it comes to insecurity,
not even in upholding the law.
Okay.
If the police force begin to work the way they should work, I'm telling you, we have solved, in fact, 50% of Nigerians' problem. We've solved it. This one you're saying crude oil theft, the police force will be on the top of their game.
Anyway, that will be if and when you become the president. But right now that you're gunning for the senatorial seat, what are you going to do for the people of
I
the
will
FCT?
promote laws and policies that will protect the people of FCT. Now, nobody in this city will be harassed by any policeman, because we influence policies that will guide the policemen and police officers how to behave. It must guide them properly. Guide them. We will promote laws and policies that will end the way citizens die in our hospitals out of recklessness. It will also introduce policies that will look into the welfare of our doctors. The best of our doctors that live in this country.
About brain drain.
Do you understand?
Yes.
These are simple, my brother. These are simple policies that the government will roll. So we influence it, and not just if we will stand. We will even join the people to protest until those policies are in place, so that progress will begin to produce happiness for people.
Okay. Your last words. Let me start with the barrister. Your last words before we go. We're out of time.
Ma'am, my last word is just Nigeria will be good.
Yes.
Nigeria must be good.
Yes.
And Nigeria definitely will be good. But the person or the people that will make it good is you and I.
Thank you very much.
My last word is that Nigerians, today, as a symbolic day of what happened to us in 2020, how we were massacred because we just only wanted to echo our voices as to the way we are being treated by the Nigerian police force, and we are massacred. The pain is still there. It's as fresh as yesterday. I want us to continue the process of healing. It won't come overnight. It's a gradual process. As we remember those that were shot in 2020, I want us to also pray for their families as they grieve today. Let us pray that God will continue to comfort them. But above all, we should tell ourselves that it will never happen again. And how are we going to do that? Is to participate in the 2023 general elections. Come out and vote. It is too late for you to participate, for you to be voted for. But those of us who are running, vote for us. Listen to what we have to say. Listen to our manifestos, the ideas that we have to sell to the Nigerian people. Vote for young people. Anybody who is old, they have nothing to offer. They have lived 90% of their lives, and what have they achieved for us in the past? What have they achieved for us in the past? They've been in governance. What did they achieve? We cannot say this is what they have achieved. Nothing, absolutely nothing. Okay. So I encourage us, dear young Nigerians and Nigerians at large, please, 2023 is a time that will define or say how we will live the next 10 years in this country. Do not joke with it. Decide to vote, and vote right and wisely.
Thank you very much. And from what they say, Nigeria will be good, and let us continue the healing process. I tell you what, the healing process starts with voting in the right candidates into the relevant positions. And viewers, thank you for allowing us a bit of your day. If you have registered for PVC, ensure you get them. Whether you registered long ago or you registered recently, you can get them now. Then get involved in these elections and the change project of this nation. Also remember, God is our ultimate protector. Therefore, put all your trust in him. Till we come your way, same time, same station tomorrow. I am Charles Philip Wakalam. Do have a wonderful day. Bye.